Hi boys and girls. So today I'm going to be showing you how to do the fabric shirt from the Plains Clothing Unit, Unit 5, Lesson 1 and Lesson 2. We're going to do both of them tonight, or today. Sorry, for me it's night. You're going to need a big piece of burlap, about the same size as a piece of computer paper. This is as big as I could cut mine because I didn't get any with my kit. I don't have a kit. I don't know if you guys have this. If you don't, see if you can get a piece of burlap to do this project because it will be pretty cool. I also have some yarn and I have a tapestry needle. This is a big needle. It's the kind that has like a big opening here where you put the thread through, and it's not too sharp. If you can, you should get the plastic needle that they asked you to have in the weaving project. So if you didn't get one of those, you may need it for this project because you will need some kind of a needle for this. So that's what I recommend. So to start with, I need to thread my needle. So the directions suggest getting like a small piece of paper, putting your yarn in the paper, folding it in half, and then putting the ends through the needle. And then you pull it through, and look at that. It threads it for you. So clever. I'm going to leave that loose, and I'm going to then find the end of my yarn, and I'm going to make a knot so that it doesn't go through the burlap. So I'm going to just make a loop and put the end through and pull it. And I'm going to do it twice just to make it extra secure. Try to get the knot to land on the same spot as the other knot. Oh, it just looks like they're next to each other. One more time. All right, now it's super triple knot. Okay, so now I'm going to take my yarn and my needle. And actually, you know what I forgot? I need to draw my shirt. So it says something about using chalk, but I didn't really find the directions for it. I figured out I can use crayon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to just draw as best I can, because you can't erase crayon, the collar of the shirt. It's going to go over a bit on either side. And when you're drawing on burlap, it's actually tricky. You have to hold it because it will move and it'll kind of stretch. Okay, so now I've got that. Then it goes straight down. I'm going to just make this like my end point so I know. And I'm going to go across, keep it even though my cut is not even, and make a dot there. And then the center is straight and it goes up a little bit. So I'm just going to make a straight line here, going across, and then I'm going to angle it down on either side. Okay, and then I'm going to draw a straight line down and a straight line down here too. And it connects. Now I need to do the arms. So I'm going to go down a little ways, it's about halfway down. I'm going to go out on an angle and then up. How far out does it go? Not too far. And then up on an angle and then make it kind of like a box. Oh, it's so stretchy right here. It's weird. All right, that was hard. Let me do the other side. So about halfway across, going out and down, going up, and then up to the top. All right, so I've got my kind of like outline. It's a little wonky, but that's okay. It's totally fine. So now I'm going to take my yarn and I'm going to go from the back anywhere on the chalk line, pull it through, 1/2 inch, Oops. Maybe I do need to knot it on the back of my needle because it just slid out again. Now we're going to come up. We're going to leave a little space. How long of a space? Just a tiny space. Just one little weave. Come back up. Uh-oh. We got a knot in the back. Okay. Then I'm going to do it again. About 1/2 inch. Leave one little weave. Up. And do this all the way around the entire outline of your shirt. All right, so that part is done. Now, it wants us to do what's called a lark's head knot to make the fringe. I think that I did too small of my stitches, so I might have to do a few lark's head knots per piece. Whereas in the example it shows you on the OLS or in the video, it looks like there's just one per. So this is the animation from the OLS, and what you want to do is you want to put your yarn over the stitch, pull the loop underneath the back of it, and then thread the two ends through the loop. Let's watch it one more time. So lay your looped thread over the top of the stitch, pull the loop down so it makes like a little U, and then put each end into the U and then pull it down so it secures it, makes it nice and tight. So to do the lark's head knot, anywhere that you want fringe, let me start on the neckline. You're going to take it and you're going to fold it in half. You're going to take the looped part at the top and you're going to put it over the yarn here. And then you're going to put the middle bit behind the stitched piece. It's actually a little bit tricky to do. All right, so then you're going to have this. You're going to have it going over on the sides and under in the middle. Then you're going to put each piece into that loop. Yikes, don't leave. Okay. And then I'm going to have it even again, and then I'm going to pull that, and that's the knot. I'm going to see if I can fit two on here. And yep, the fringe is a little bit long, but it's actually easier to work with it longer, and I can always trim it later. So I'm going to cut a few pieces that are as long as that. I'm going to show you what I just did. Take your yarn, loop it in half, take the looped bit and stick it underneath the thread that's already there. Pull it through like that, backwards. Then take the ends and put it into the loop and then pull it down. So that's like a little bit different than what the picture looks like, but it's basically the exact same thing. So I'm gonna try doing that again on the same one and just doing two on each one. I'm not going to do the entire thing just because it's going to take a really long time, and I think you guys get the hang of it. So in the example, it looks like it goes all the way around the collar and on the arms on the top part and on the bottom part. I'm going to go on to the next thing for you guys to do on part 2 so that you can see how to do the cross stitching and the other zigzag stitch. So I'm going to take some more yarn, thread it on my needle, put in my little paper, put the paper through the eye, pull this through. I'm going to knot one knot here. So I'm going to just tie the knot so that the yarn doesn't come out of the needle. And then I'm going to go to the end and do my double knot so that the yarn doesn't go through the burlap every time I pull it through. Okay, so again, I'm going to start at the back. And I'm going to go up a little bit, and I'm going to do my cross stitches here. Oh, it looks like there's some up here. How can I get 4? 1, 2, I feel like I need to draw them first. So let me draw. 1, 2, I think I can only fit 3. That big. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to come up from the back, go on a diagonal down to the bottom of that one, pull it through, and then same thing. Come up on this bottom piece and crisscross it. And now that's a cross stitch. That looks good. I do a couple more. Alright, so I did my cross stitches. They're not super even. They look a lot better on the example. So now we're going to go and do the zigzag stitch. So I'm getting my red yarn out, and I'm going to thread my needle, and I'm going to show you how to do that one. It's also really fun and easy. So before I can start with my red stitches, I decided to add some of the lark's head knots, or actually just one, on the sleeve because I wanted to see how far down the fringe would go so that it didn't cover up the red zigzag design. So there's my one little lark's head knot, and now I knew where to start. So you're going to come up from the back as usual with your needle, and you're going to make a diagonal stitch just like you did in the cross stitch. But then when you go up, you're going to move over one next to your stitch and then go diagonally down. So you're going up, over, just one, diagonally down, over one, diagonally up, over one, diagonally down. And then at the end you can tie a knot and cut your yarn. Here I decided to go across and do my running stitch, just like in the model. There's an example in the model. It's almost the same with the running stitch, making a stripe across the bottom. And then once you get to the other side, if you want to do the same color, you can do your diagonal again on the bottom of that sleeve. So that's why I did that running stitch across, and I had enough red yarn left that I could finish the zigzag on that side. So I'm just going to cut it and knot it, and then I decided to do another color. So I decided to use green. I know the example shows you yellow and red, but you can use any colors that you want. I know that some of you guys probably have multicolored, color-changing thread yarn, and you may not even have multiple colors, so that's totally fine as well. So here I just decided, instead of doing the same as the model, to change it up and do a zigzag. you are able to be creative with this project. So if you want to add different cross stitch and diagonals and zigzags and fringes, you can use the different stitches that you were shown in this video to help you and be creative. So this is it. This is a completed project. Please make sure to submit yours in Artsonia once it's finished. It should be turned in by next Friday. And I also have office hours. You are more than welcome to attend if you have questions or need help. Check the newsletter for the schedule, and it's also in your Class Connect schedule. Okay guys, thanks so much and good luck.